So in the top we do have from Team Euroshopper, who's your dodo? No, it's actually Stargate. Excuse me, I did mess it up again. What the hell? What am I doing? What am I doing?
These clan tags and everything else at the same time, it's just too goddamn much, man.
What? Why does it say? God damn it! All right, and in the opposite side, we do have the orange Zerg from Euroshopper. What? Wait a minute! This is
That's right.
completely.
That's it. What are you doing with the starboard, man? Like,
It's completely turned around. I have no idea why.
Parador's not having a good start to the day, guys. He's
No, I'm not. I'm entirely not having a good start.
we'll get there in a moment.
Okay,
Is
now it should be fine. So we do have a gateway expansion coming out of the Protoss, which is interesting to begin with.
Yeah, he's gonna open with gateway expansion. I mean, at the back end of Wings of Liberty, we saw a lot of these, but nowadays, again, or usually at least, it's all about that Forge Fast expand because Zerg's just kind of figured out these timings, and everyone kind of realized that there's no point going for a gateway expand anymore.
Hmm. But from time to time, we still do see stuff like this happen. So you know, the usual reaction out of the Zerg is to take a rather fastish gas, just to have that speed really nice and early to be able to defend versus any kind of 3-gate pushes, 6 gates, and stuff like that. Because without the speed, really, especially if it's a 4-gate or a 3-gate aggression, you're really in a bind a little bit there.
You know, you mistyped the name of the clan.
Really?
Yeah, you put Stargate instead of Starcade.
Starcade?
You put Stargate and it's going to be Starcade.
I thought it was supposed to be Stargate.
Is
Oh,
it? Who knows? I thought it was Stargate. Dun dun dun. We're all confused here.
well. We are.
Stargate. I got the Wikipedia open with Stargate. Boom.
Okay. So it's going to be Starcade.
So guys, if you want
Really-
to just ignore the first,
Yeah, just forget this ever happened. Like we're
Okay.
usually more on the ball than we are now. So as we suspected, gas being taken already mined by the Zerg. The Protoss is getting a second gas as well, and let's see if we do have any tech coming out. No, none so far. But a Stalker coming out. But now, since we do have 2 gases being taken, this Stalker is a little bit, you know, the Protoss will have more gas than he necessarily needs to have in order to expand, just as he's doing right now. So I'll be looking to see some tech, or what he could do is build a sentry afterwards, and that will free up minerals for 2 additional gateways. Now the problem is, or the question rather, will Euroshopper scout this as he's taking his 3rd base?
It's definitely what we're kind of going to be looking for. That natural expansion coming down from Dodo and third base, as you said, coming up from Traxantic. So heading into a macro game, speed on the way, Zerg reacting as we kind of expect. But he's actually continuing to mine gas as well. He hasn't just pulled out at 100. So Traxantic from Euroshopper might very well here be going for something a little bit aggressive, just going up to lair very quickly maybe, and we'll see what this gas is used for. Very, very soon, I'm sure.
So Forge and a second gateway is being put down. So we have a 2-gate opening, sort of. 1 gate expanded into 2 gates and a Forge, just to be safe, you know, just to have that cannon. Maybe just for the +1. We'll have to see. Harvester counts are looking pretty similar so far, but that is going to change in a moment here as all the hatcheries and the queens of the Zerg get into action, start injecting those buildings, and we'll have a surge of drones coming out for the Euroshopper player.
Yeah, and we also see that Roach one coming down. In fact, one Overlord over here getting picked off by these. Ooh, Ling's gonna get a run into the main base. That's really nice there for Traxantic. Gonna be able to see, you know, all them gateways. These 4 gateways, these the Forge, and you'll know, right, no tech really coming down here, just gateways. And fortunately for him, he's already got a Roach one on the way, so any kind of aggression is gonna be shut down pretty easily.
Yeah, and he might even get 1 or 2 probe kills. There goes 1 probe. And only one link remaining, one hit on that link and it will go down. The probes do take care of that. Very nice job by the Protoss. Now the Zerg, well, he's just pumping drones for now, but he did see those 4 gates, but did not see the robo that just got put down. So, oh, a hallucinated Oracle. I really like this choice. Most of the Protosses hallucinate Phoenixes because they're a little bit faster than the Oracles, but the Oracle, if the if the Zerg does not know it's a hallucination, it can really scare you. It forces you to pull all your drones of mining, and you know, move your queens around, build some spore crawlers. So, of course, you cannot attack with the Oracle. So he's got to be careful. And look at this. He's already selected his drones. Almost pulled them away.
Yeah, he's not going to overreact though. He's
No.
figured this out by now, and it's a nice idea. I mean, it's just the exact same as Phoenix would. And yeah, I mean, who's your Dodo? Just going to be pretty happy knowing what's up, you know, third base. No real tech gone down yet. Lair on the way at pretty standard time. He's going to be feeling pretty happy as he continues to add gateways here. 2 more gateways on the way. That's taking us up to 6 gates. This roaming facility not quite being used yet either, but look at this. A lot of Roachling out right now for Traxantic, and he might be looking to put on a bit of aggression here as he has cut drones quite early on to get these units out before going into droning again now.
Yeah, he's staying on 47 or 50, 50 drones, adding on evolution chambers right now, so probably will be going into Hydra Roach later on as his mid-game composition. So far he will just use these Lincolns and Roaches to pressure force as many force fields to go down as possible. Has to be careful not to lose too many of these Roaches as you know, he needs those Roaches to stay kind of safe and to soft contain his opponent, prevent any attacks from going out. And well, he sees the first Immolator, gets the Forge, really huge pickup there for the Zerg player, prevents the +1 from finishing. I don't believe it finished. No, it didn't. So that is going to make those Zerglings last a whole while longer versus any kind of heavy gateway pressures, specifically the Zealots. Now we do have the Hydra coming down, so Roach, Hydra incoming, +1 range and +1 carapace, as well as Glial Reconstitution on the way. I think the Zerg is going to be or should be just fine if he doesn't play overly greedily and starts pumping out drones during this period.
Here's your Dodo again, just coming in to scout with another Oracle hallucination here. He's again just going to be looking for any kind of tech buildings, and well, if he spots the Hydra Den, then he can of course just confirm exactly what this is. He'll be able to go into Colossi production nice and early, so we'll see if he gets that scout off as it comes again into the main base now and then starts to head towards the natural. But will it see it? I don't think it will. It might not.
Well, oh, he didn't. He didn't.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, he didn't see the
So
Hydra
that's
Den.
kind of the difference between an Oracle and a Phoenix now, right? Like,
Yeah.
a Phoenix would have seen that, an Oracle wouldn't have, so... And I mean, after the first time he hallucinated an Oracle, if he didn't fall for it then, I don't think he's going to fall for it again. Not that, as in, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
If he didn't fall...
it looks like the Protoss has reconsidered and he's going to be expanding now. So, you know, right now is the point in time where the Protoss is a little bit vulnerable, because once the Zerg finds out that, well, hey, he's not attacking me, he's probably expanding, so what the Zerg can do, he already has his saturation. He can start teching and pumping out mass units and deny that third base. But, well, we do see the Protoss reconsidering yet again, and he is going for the attack after all, and there's not that many Hydras and Roach and Lynx to defend. He has to be really careful not to get cut off by force fields, though. That would spell doom for him for certain.
This map is essentially all choke points, especially in this kind of position we're in now, so... It's going to be really hard for Traxantic to engage without kind of just running into a kind of wall of force fields, so we'll see if he's able to do anything. We actually have a couple of hallucinated Immortals here, 3 hallucinated Immortals to try and scare the Zerg player up, a nice force field so he can patch a few units. And Traxantic a little bit supply block because he's going to try and come in again. Time Warp goes down.
Double Time Warp at that. A little bit of a waste, maybe a misclick on the Mothership Core, but the Protoss army is pushing forward ever. And, you know, still plenty of force fields remaining. It has to be really cost efficient with how he engages this, because once those sentries get killed, do we actually have Hydra ranged finished? No, we do not Hydra ranged finished yet, so those sentries are a little bit safer. And this is all the Protoss player did. His third base finished, so he's just going to pull back, use the War Prism back here to try to do some harassment, but that gets taken out. And we should have a Colossus then on the way. Yeah, there it is.
And just now, our player from Starcade Gaming is going to realize that he doesn't have a Twilight Council, so he puts that down, and that stopped his upgrades. And 15 minutes. I mean, at Pros, you usually get pretty fast upgrades after the forge, after getting a forge down so early on. But to be on 1-1, 16 minutes in is a little bit of a tough position for him, and that's maybe why Traxantic was able to push that attack back so easily. And right now we see them swarm hosts coming down. Of course, that's going to be able to be the symbol for the Zerg to start being able to push across the map, put a little bit of a siege onto our Pros player. He might have a little bit of trouble dealing with it because, Robo Bay is only just finished. It's going to be quite some time before we see a large Colossi count.
Yeah, and we do have Swarm Hosts with this army as well. Swarm Hosts, when they do get to that critical mass of like 8 or so, they start to be a problem unless you have enough Colossi to deal with them, especially if there is high DPS units. There are high DPS units like Hydras defending them. We have an Overseer with this army as well, but look at the army size of the Protoss player. It is quite huge, and he can, oh my god, he can actually get these Swarm Hosts before they burrow. No, he does not manage to do so. 2 force fields expanded, but nothing gained really. And nice move here, keeping the Locusts back with the army, waiting for another wave maybe. No, repositioning the Swarm Hosts instead. And the Protoss player, instead of engaging this army, he's going for a counterattack. Not the wisest choice, I would say. The Lynx do get in, maybe. Oh my.
Yeah, pull him back there a little bit. I'm not really sure what Traxantics do. Like, he should just go now. He sees his Protoss army on the other side of the map. He had to kind of realize that he wasn't there from his previous position. And, well, is the Pros player just going to pull back now? Like, there's just no need to pull his whole army over there to do that. Well, he could have just walked in a few Zealots, and now his first Colossi nearly going to go down, and his natural expansion in a lot of trouble. But again, Traxantic turning around, come fight this off.
Oh, and he is going to go from behind. Interesting thing, he could have recalled. He did have enough energy on the mothership core before, and right now he just killed off a sizable portion of the Zerg's army. But the Zerg, when he gets this Nexus, replants the 4th base, he should be in a pretty decent spot, but is forced to retreat. There's just too many Protoss units here on the field so far. The Swarm Hosts, though, are still staying alive. Do we have an observer out on the field? No, we do not.
Yeah, this is a little bit weird, and we actually see 2 more Robo facilities coming down right now for Who's Your Dodo, and I think he's just realizing he needs to get this Colossi count up before more Swarm Hosts come out, which is exactly what we see in the production tab right now. Observer's about to come out, these Swarm Hosts will go down, and that's a big loss for Traxantic. He's got more Swarm Hosts coming out, but that was most of his army now that he's going to have to replenish.
Yep, we do see a transition into Spire, and we also see a Baneling Nest going down, which is, really interesting.
Yeah, Baneling Nest isn't just, I mean, you never see Baneling Nest in this matchup.
Yeah, and also Banelings kind of synergize very well with Infestors, but I'm seeing no Infestors out on the field, and it throws me off a little bit, but obviously with the Spire, there will be possibility to start building up your Corruptor count, which, it synergizes with Swarm Host Hydra quite well.
Probably, you could also go for the Vipers as well, which is going to be really, really good for, getting them Colossi out of the back and kind of picking them off really, really quickly, which is what you kind of need to do before they do too much damage to the Hydras. So, we'll see what the player wants to go for. Is right now he's going to get 1 Colossi out in the front. That's a really nice snipe there for Traxantic.
Yeah, and there's only 1 Colossus, but look at how many Stalkers there are and not quite enough Hydras. And I think these Swarm Hosts this time around, they will not survive. They are forced to retreat, but they are slow lumbering beasts. The Hydras will get to safety, but those Swarm Hosts, they are done for, man. And what does the Zerg have back home to defend with? 29 Hydras, 2 Lynx, and that is it.
Yeah, and, well, Traxantic now looks to be in a spot of trouble. These Colossi, 3 Colossi, aren't going to stop for 4 Swarm Hosts. No way. And there's no way to really deal with them Colossi. There's Hydras in the front, they're just going to melt before they get to the Colossi. So, right now, Who's Your Dodo? He could really push in there, but he's going to play it safe and back off. And the Hydra, A single Hydralisk trying to join the Protoss army here, and no one's realized. No one's realized he's on the wrong team. Oh no! Oh my god!
Oh, there we go.
I
Right.
thought he was gonna end up joining the team, and I thought he was gonna survive and become a traitor, but no, he got killed off.
Yep, the fourth base of the Protoss is going to get denied, but this army has to be careful not to get trapped, as the Protoss army is moving in to cut it off from retreat. That's a nice cut-in, but very wisely the Zerg has built multiple spines here to cover this entryway and buy enough time for the Hydralisks to come back, but still the Protoss does have the high ground, and the Hydralisks, well, they're just that, Hydralisks, and really squishy. 7 Vipers coming out on the field right now, as well as a couple of Mutalisks, but they will not be in time to save the day.
Yeah, it's not going to be in time at all. 7 Vipers a bit overkill as well anyway, and this fourth base for the Zerg player is going to go down here very soon. And look at our Protoss player expanding to the gold base. He does not care. He's feeling brave, and I mean, in this position, why not? Fourth
Why
base
not
goes
indeed,
down.
and a lot of workers will pay the price as well. 13 drones killed so far by the Starcade Protoss. Well, oddly enough, Zerg is just going to try to mine off the base that he just forced a cancel on. We do have those Vipers though on the field, none of them using Consume yet to gather energy. And the Protoss is swinging down for yet another attack. He's got a nice concave here, but the Colossi are out of position, abducted into the Hydra Swarm, not killed fast enough though, and the Hydras are falling like flies. The Swarm hosts are in peril as well. And, well, the Zerg is in dire straits here. He doesn't have quite enough larva to reinforce all of this. Another couple of abducts going down, but really nothing to follow that up with. Blinding Clouds going down on half the army. There goes the blink back. And, you know, the Hydras not really able to kill off the Colossi. The Vipers being useless as a result. And
there's just not enough kind of ground army here. Like, if there was some more Hydras, then these Colossi again, they would go down so much faster, but that's just not the case, and GG is called.